All right, so I'm going to continue on this same script. All right. What we want to do now is basically ordering data. So let's look at this customer table, for instance. All right. When we look at this customer table, you would see that it has whatever order to it. 124, 256, 311. It seems that the order of this table is that the customer number keeps increasing, right? But we can order that differently if we wanted. We can say select star from customer, and we go to another clause which is order by, let's say, the last underscore name, right? So now we should see all of the A's first. So Adams should be first. You should then see Charles, then Daniels, and so on, right? So let's see if that happens. And that's exactly what happens. We're ordering by the last name. Let's order it. Well, let's select a few things instead, right? So let's say we wanted the last name. Let's say we also wanted the customer number. And let's say we wanted the city from customer order by last name. You would see it does the same thing as well, right? And it switches the presentation of the attributes. So the last name basically is shown first. Why? Because when we did our select statement, we started off with last name, customer number, city, and so on. So let's say we had a little bit more complicated, all right? Let's say we wanted to see all data from customer served by the sales rep 3, and we're ordering by the customer last name. Right, let's say we wanted to do that. I know my spelling is off, but it really doesn't matter, right? So we'll start with select star from customer where, because the where clause has to come in now because we need to start filtering. So where SLS rep underscore number is equal to 3, all right? Order by the last underscore name. The order by always comes last in your SQL code, in your SQL code. Whenever you're doing SQL, order by always comes last. All right, you always start off with your select, then your from, then your where, then your order by. So if we run this, we should see that it basically gives us only those who were served by number 3. It gives us all of the data, but it's giving us the last name alone. All right, so let's do another one. Let's say we wanted to see all the parts where the item class was SG, but in this case we want to order by, or we want to sort it by the warehouse number, and then we want to sort it by the unit price. So let's start this off by saying select. Oh wait, I need to get rid of this, so star that. So select, we want to see everything from the parts table where the item underscore class, not that it makes much of a difference with Postgres. It does have a difference when you're dealing with SQL Server, by the way. The capitalization in SQL Server is more important, and I can't remember, but I believe the same thing is with Oracle, but Postgres doesn't care. SG in this case, order by the warehouse underscore number, and then the unit underscore price. So if we run this, all right, we'll see that it's ordering by the warehouse number first and then the unit price. You can't really see it with the number 1 here, but the first thing you can see is that it is doing number 1 first, then it's doing 222. And if we look at the 2, you're seeing that it starts off with 12, then 29, then 349, right? If we were to switch the order of this, so let's say we did the unit price first, and then the warehouse number, I need to get rid of this comma over here, then this result or this table is going to look different. So when I run it, here you can see that it's starting off with the unit price, 12, 22, 29, 349, and then it's ordering by the warehouse, right? So that's why you can see 2, 1, 2, 2, because this unit price takes priority and then the warehouse takes priority. So whenever you're ordering by multiple attributes, whatever comes first, such as the unit price, that's going to take priority in the sorting, and then whatever attributes come afterwards, and you can have multiple attributes that will then basically take priority. So let's say we also just wanted to add in let's say we wanted to add in the quantity. I don't think it'll actually change anything because of the priority that we already had here. But let's just say we did that. Yeah, it doesn't change anything because the priority of the unit price was already decided. That already took place, and we have too little data to actually see all of those changes. But you can have as many attributes as you want. This will always take, the first one will always take the priority, then you have priority of the second one, third one, and so on. Right? So now, let us say we, another way of doing this is that we can, instead of using these these attribute names, we can represent them by numbers themselves. So if I do select star from part, all right, just so that I can see the entire part table, which I already had this code up there, but let me just do it again. So here, if we assume that the part number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, we can basically say, if we go with the same thing, warehouse number and unit price, we can say that this is 5 and this is 6, right? So we can say select star from part where item underscore class equals SG, order by 5, then 6. All right. So if I run this, see how it understands what 5 and 6 happens to be. However, it's important to note that these numbers actually coincide with the select over here. All right. So let me show a different example. If I were to do select part underscore number, warehouse underscore number, and unit underscore price, previously we had 5 and 6. All right. From the part table where item underscore class equals SG, order by, if I do 5 and 6, I'll get an error. And the error that I'll get is because 5 and 6 does not exist in the list that I have here. I only have 3 attributes, right? So now if I say 2 and 3, now it should work. So let's see, now it works where you can see 1, 2, 2, 2, and you can basically see the unit price afterwards because the unit price was considered 3. So if you are going to use the order by, and if you are going to use numbers in substitute of the actual attributes themselves, you do have to coincide it with whatever is in your select statement. And the reason for this is when we join tables. You'll see joining tables I'll talk about in a later video or very soon. I'm not sure what I have to do. Yeah, so it's going to be in the next video. When we join tables, you can have attributes from other tables, in which case these numbers, they have to coincide with whatever is in our select line itself. So if you do want to basically have numbers, you can do so. You can do so if you want to have numbers. However, those numbers themselves have to coincide with the number of attributes, that we have in the select statement and the actual number itself. So this is 2, this is 3, and so on. Now, the reverse of this is to do things in descending order. So let's get this exact same thing. So we want to see all of the warehouse, all of this, all right? But we want to sort this in descending order. descending order basically means that, see how this is ascending, meaning that it goes from lowest to highest. Descending is from highest to lowest, basically. Something that you should already know, but I'm just repeating it. So here we would have select star from part table where item underscore class. Usually I should put that in common letters or in lowercase, but again, it doesn't matter. Order by, let's say, the warehouse underscore number, and let's say descending in this case. Now if I do this, all right, take a look at it. It starts with 2, then it goes down to 1. All right, let's say I did the unit underscore price in this case. All right, so it's going to start with the highest unit price and then go downwards. If I wanted, let's say, the warehouse underscore number, or in this case I could just put 5 descending. If I do descending over here, let's see what happens. So you'll see that it goes with 2, 2, 2, 1, because this has priority. But for the unit price, it does not go in descending order. It goes in ascending order, where it's 12, 29, 349. But if I do descending over here as well, which means I have to put the descending command for each attribute that I use, then you can basically see that it starts off with the 349 and so on. Just to repeat this exact same thing, using the numbers instead, I can say 5 in this case, 5, and then I can say 6 over here. So 6, all right, and it's going to basically show me the exact same result. And just so that we can see one last difference, if I were to get rid of the descending over here, all right, you would see that it basically does the warehouse number in ascending order, and then you would see the unit price in descending order. So if you want to do sorting, you basically use the order by command, and usually it's ascending. That's the natural way it does things. But if you want to make it descending order, you use descending in this case.